Hey, I hope you're doing well, y'all. Welcome to this. I'm actually recording a podcast episode and I'm doing a live TikTok at the same time. My first time doing this. So I want to say welcome to, of course, to this podcast video. I guess I put it that way. I do want to let you know, of course, it's called Taboo Conversations, but the name will be changing soon, just to let you all know. But I will say definitely welcome to Taboo Conversations. But just keep in mind that the name will be changing in the next week, actually. But I wanted to bring this podcast episode to you all for something that, considering something that I, of course, experienced this week. And let me go ahead and tell y'all about what I experienced this week. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. For y'all that don't know me, of course, for y'all that don't know me out there, I'm Tonetta Clay, the social worker coach. And of course, I'm helping professionals help themselves. I guess I put it that way, because I know that helping professionals need assistance and support, advocacy, and that kind of thing too. So, like I said, that's what I'm out here to provide. I guess I put it that way. Being a social worker for 20, almost 24 years actually, and a certified life coach as well. So I have a lot of experience to bring. And this video is going to talk about, like I said, helping those professionals, not just at home, but of course in the workplace as well. And this is actually about the workplace, just to let y'all know. I want to thank you all for tuning in. There's someone, Faith MC Design. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. But like I said, definitely this week I've had a crazy week. I guess I put it that way. You all probably saw the title, talking about workplace trauma is real. It definitely is real. I had a crazy week. This past, Tuesday, driving down to facilitate a support group. I started crying and this kind of thing. I didn't know what they kind of knew kind of what was going on, because I was upset because I didn't see myself where I should be. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, I had to understand that through all that talking with my partner, or messaging my partner back and forth and that kind of thing, I had to realize that, of course, not seeing myself where I want to be, or thinking I should be somewhere else in life and business and that kind of thing, and not realizing that everything is in God's timing. I guess I put it that way. I know I was told before to, of course, be patient and that kind of thing, but we, of course, sometimes, at least I know I've compared myself to others. I see coaches online talking about they're making all this money and doing all these events and having all these clients and doing all these things. I'm like, okay, I should be doing the same things. I'm doing that too. But like I said, definitely I was just in the mode of woe is me, and my situation hasn't changed. I guess, well, it has changed, but I mean, with the coaching business, it hasn't changed in, I guess, how I envision. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, I know, like I was told again today, that everything's in God's plan. I guess I put it that way. It's not my plan. It is my plan to, of course, carry out God's mission. I guess I put it that way, but I cannot force things to happen. I was told that it's called, a spirit of envy, comparison, and or jealousy. I guess I put it that way. And I had to look at some other pastors and that kind of thing to understand what these kind of things were. I knew what comparison was. I knew what jealousy was. I'm like, okay, I'm not hoping for somebody to die and I take their place. I mean, I'm not hoping nothing like that. But I was hoping for, and driving myself insane, trying to change the situation that I was in as far as business and that kind of thing, to increase the business and all that kind of stuff. And some of the things that I saw, of course, let me know that I can, of course, force all this stuff all I want, but all I'm doing is pushing this stuff farther away from me. I guess I put it that way. And that's exactly what was happening in this particular business, actually. I do have a cookie business on the side, baking, things like that. That's taking off just fine, actually. And actually, I've been selling out and all kind of stuff going on. And like I said, I had to realize that I'm just pushing my success. I'm just pushing my goals and that kind of thing farther from me, because I'm so desperate for the outcome. I guess I put it that way. So desperate to have all these things that I see everybody else having and stuff like that. And like I said, I had to realize and stop myself. I guess I put it that way as well, to let myself know that I cannot keep doing myself like that. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, I know I'm not the only person out there that's, of course, going through something like this. And then getting on to, of course, when I was one of the goals that I have in my business, of course, or one of the goals in my life, I guess I put it that way, is to, of course, work for myself and stop working as a social worker full time, that kind of thing. I've been a social worker for it'll be 24 years in May. But of course, to stop working for somebody else's mission, but to work for my own. And like I said, that's been one of my goals. And it's been one of my goals for a while. Well, about maybe like I don't know how many years, a few years now, I guess I put it that way. Knowing that I can, of course, had figured out that I can, of course, start my own business. Because several years ago, I did not, well, can't say I didn't know I couldn't start my own business. I just didn't know how. Didn't have anybody to lead me, guide me. So I've been spending the last several, I don't know how many years, 5, 6, whatever many years. I'm looking at my bookcase right now because I have all these doggone books, and I got books my phone is sitting on too. But just trying to read about business, read about sales, read about marketing, read about guerrilla marketing, all this type of stuff. Just trying to learn the business world in general, buying courses and different things like that too. And like I said, definitely with doing all these things and doing the videos and doing all this stuff and posting all this stuff. And like I said, in my mind, I should have been farther along towards my goal of not working for nobody else. I guess working for myself only, I guess I put it that way, and the clients that I serve. And like I said, I'm so upset and so upset. Then, check this out, y'all. Here come, yeah, actually yesterday, we had a meeting in the office, of course, talking about personality tests and different things that they wanted us to do or whatever the case may be, just like our small group. And someone in the room was talking about sharing or not sharing information. I guess I put it that way. Because you know how sometimes your boss may come in, how you doing today? You okay? How was your weekend? That kind of thing. And like I said, definitely, I know it's hard for folks to, of course, share stuff in the workplace. At least that was my response. That person was just saying that sometimes they feel kind of put off and not disrespected to that extent, but just put off because they're, of course, asking people how they're doing, that kind of thing, but they're not getting, I'm doing well or I'm doing okay. It seems like they're getting more of the shutdown, I guess I put it that way. And like I said, me being the social worker coach, and like I said, with the background that I have as far as all these years of working and that kind of thing, one of the reasons why, of course, I don't want to work for anybody else is because, or the reason why that my goal is to not work for anybody else is because I've, like I said, with this title, trauma in the workplace is definitely real. I've seen a whole lot of things in the workplace that's like, oh my God, what the hell's going on? Are we out in the hood somewhere? What's going on? And like I said, that's one, I mean, it's a whole lot of reasons, but like I said, that's definitely one of the reasons. And like I said, definitely just thinking about that, thinking about the goal. And then, of course, I was speaking my piece yesterday because I told myself before I moved here to Tucson, this was back in last July, last summer, that I was not going to limit myself again at another job. I was not going to hold myself back or dumb myself down in another job or make the job, or make myself feel like I cannot be a whole person at the job. I guess I put it that way. Because I'm disrespecting myself and I'm not even showing my own self-worth and what I can do and stuff like that as well. So like I said, I told myself, well, I was told that, and I told myself that as well. Popped in my head when I was having my interview with this particular job. You know how jobs ask you, what do you see yourself doing in the next 3 to 5 years? And they usually expect for you to say that you'll be moving up the ranks in their business or doing this other position or doing well in your job or whatever it is whatever job that you're hiring for. But I let them know. At first, I wasn't going to say it, but some told me you better speak your piece. So I went ahead and said that in the next 3 to 5 years, I plan not to be working your job, but working in my own business. And like I said, they still hire me anyway. I was very surprised by that, actually, because most jobs be like, hell, but you ain't got time because you're not even going to be loyal to my mission at all. But like I said, they definitely did hire me. And like I said, I had to follow what came into my head, came into my mind. I'm sure that was God telling me to speak your piece and do what the hell you need to do and not bow down to these jobs anymore. And that's the same thing I did yesterday as well. Like I said, the trauma in the workplace. That's one, like I said, one of the reasons why I know that I'm near my burnout point, I guess, in this field. I guess I put it that way, in the field of social work, the helping professionals and stuff like that. Because like I said, when I spoke yesterday about people sharing information in the office, of course, it's up to you if you want to, whatever you want to share. But like I said, when I moved here, I knew that I was not going to be doing the same things I was doing at the jobs before, that I was going to start speaking my piece because I know there's other people out there like me, helping professionals who need somebody to advocate and speak up for them. Yesterday, my response was as far as why people sometimes don't speak up in the workplace and that kind of thing, and how that person, I acknowledge, of course, they may have felt put off or ignored or that kind of thing, which I understand that happens. But like I said, definitely, like I told them, in the workplace, a lot of times, at least the workplaces I've been in, a lot of times you're not even looked at as a person. You're looked at as a worker that's in that office to do whatever their mission and their job is or whatever they hired you for is. And a lot of times, of course, people are asking you what you do on the weekend, what's going on, that kind of thing, in order to do something underhanded, or throw it back in your face in some type of way. Like I said, that's the kind of experiences I have had actually, and I've seen folks fired for having other jobs and or having a side business and stuff like that. And like I said, that's what I was letting them know yesterday. Like I told them, folks may not want to speak up in the workplace because of all these things, all the traumatizing, all the things that we've had. We may have seen people being fired because they spoke up, or people being fired because they have another job, or they have a side hustle, this kind of thing that they're trying to work towards, and that kind of thing. The job started on TikTok, or the job started on Instagram, and so they want to fire them and this kind of stuff. Because I'm sure y'all have heard stories like that as well. Make sure that y'all putting that down there, I guess, in the comments in the chat, to just let me know whether y'all have heard stories like this. And like I said, definitely, like I said, I had to speak my piece because I know a lot of underhanded employers would do crazy stuff like that. Sit up and throw stuff in your face and say, oh, you can tell me this, tell me that. Next thing you know, it's being used against you in some kind of crazy way. Like I said, I know I can't speak for everybody in the workplace, but this is the things I've seen and experienced in the workplace. Sadly, I guess I put it that way, when it shouldn't even be like that. And like I said, I was speaking my piece and everybody's looking at me like, what in the world? My supervisor was like, oh my God, I didn't had no idea. But like I said, definitely those are the things that, of course, like I said, when we're going through jobs and people, of course, are hurt people is what I always say. And when there's people that, of course, who haven't tried to at any point heal from their traumas, at any point try to work on their triggers, we don't know what the hell people are going through in the workplace. You could say something to somebody and it gets taken, blown out of proportion. I've seen that as well. I've seen folks get very offended, get fired, and want to argue, fight, and all this kind of stuff because of something somebody said because they couldn't handle it. I guess I put it that way. In my eyes, it wasn't even, well, for a few situations, wasn't even disrespectful. It was just the person was just saying what was on their mind and letting them know how they felt about a particular situation they had with the client or whatever it was. But the person took it in a totally different way, felt attacked. That's triggers. And like I said, all those triggers and that kind of thing definitely come from trauma that we have not healed. And all this stuff going into the workplace creates a toxic ass workplace. And like I said, that's something that, like I said, I did talk a little bit about that yesterday as well, because that's the truth. That's why people don't want to speak up. That's why people try to lay below the border in the workplace and not cause too much ruckus or not say too many things or keep things to themselves or not share information. You don't feel like you can share because you don't feel like you're trusted in the workplace. I can't say that's everybody's workplace, but a lot of the ones I've been in, you don't feel like you can share because you don't feel safe in that workplace. And like I said, if you all can identify with this, or if you know somebody that may have been through some crazy job experiences, definitely make sure that you put that down below. But like I said, we have to, being a social worker coach, I've seen these things for the last almost 24 years, how it's impacted people's health and everything else. I've seen people, I've had a coworker die in the workplace. I've had, at home in the workplace, I guess, put it that way. I've had one that, of course, had an aneurysm at home as well, from stress and all these types of things. And I'm sure, because I know I have high blood pressure too, but all these crazy ass things that's going on, trying to work with the clients, do all this stuff, then working with the crazy ass folks in the workplace sometimes, that is very stressful. Very stressful. And I know I did I posted something yesterday on TikTok actually about every year OSHA, the Occupational Safe and Health Administration, last year talked about, posted stats. It was talking about how 120,000 people a year have died from workplace stress. And I'm sure there's probably more than that. I'm sure folks commit suicide. I'm sure folks have had heart attacks and all types of stuff going on. Or blood pressure that killed them. Strokes, all types of stuff. Like I said, y'all, this is just craziness. And like I said, that's why I'm here doing what I'm doing now, trying to make sure to spread the word about these things. Trauma in the workplace and self-care in the workplace is definitely alive and kicking and well. We're going to have trauma in the workplace because we have people who have not dealt with their own traumas, and they're bringing it to work for 8 or more hours a day, or whenever y'all are there. I was included in that picture as well. Not just saying you, but I was included in that too. And I had to learn how to deal with my own trauma and drama, and also how to heal from that too. Like I said, that's why I'm here to teach y'all those skills. How to heal from stuff like that and how to get your own self-care in, however you can get it in. I guess I put it that way too. regardless as to whether the trauma in the workplace, yes, is definitely real, but regardless of that, you have got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself first and foremost. The job is not going to care because you've had a heart attack or you're out sick or you have bad headaches, you're stressed out. They're not going to care about that. You have to care about that. Your clients are not going to care about that. Your clients are caring about resources and how to get help and expect you for those things. They're not worrying about that either. You have to worry about those things. Like I said, that's something that, like I said, it's always been in my mind, in the back of my mind. Even though I talk about relationships, these are still relationships. Relationships with the workplace and with your coworkers, supervisor, whoever you want to call it, in the workplace. Those are all dealing with relationships as well. And like I said, that's something that's just near and dear to me because I know how important it is to, of course, want to go into an office, and especially if you're still working, trying to love your job, you love what you do, but you don't love the craziness going on in the workplace. There's a lot of folks like that. Then there's folks like me who, of course, go to work, want to work, that kind of thing, of course, to pay the bills and stuff like that. But of course, working on their dreams on the off hours. So we got two types of people: those who love going to work but don't like the workplace itself because of the people that's there or some of the folks that's there. And then, like I said, number two, people like me who are going to work. Of course, paycheck is good. We still helping clients, that kind of thing. But our mind is focused on trying to create our own business in our evenings and our weekends or whenever the hours you don't work in. And like I said, definitely we have to understand that the stress from anything that you're doing is definitely real. And there's going to be trauma in the workplace until we work on ourselves first. And like I said, being a certified life coach, and not just that, but a social worker and just a black woman in general, I've had to grow up in different environments. I'm sure y'all probably did too. Environments, they were not the best, which is okay, it's fine. But I learned a hell of a lot of lessons from those environments. Parents, domestic violence, drug usage, all these types of things, seeing people killed around me, gang violence, all this kind of stuff going on. People in poverty, people ain't trying to work, people could selling drugs, all the type of stuff. I did that for a short moment as well. Because that was a neighborhood I grew up in. I needed some cash right then. That was the first thing that, of course, I seen everybody else doing that. But it only took me about a week and I was done, to tell you the truth. So I knew that was not for me. And nothing that I was ever going to get back into again. On that side note, I guess I put it that way. But like I said, definitely just know that when it comes to our jobs, and like I said, just the workplace trauma. I don't have the definition of trauma right in front of me, but trauma of any sort is something, or is an experience that happens to you that leaves a negative impact in your life. That every time you hear about it, every time you see something on TV about it, it triggers you, makes you upset, brings back all these feelings, bring back feelings of whatever the feelings are. Hate, anger, resentment, bitterness, whatever it is. Feeling like a victim, whatever it is. Feeling unprotected, whatever it is. That happens in life all the time. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Like sexual abuse, domestic violence, all those types of things are really big ones. And like I said, a lot of people go through stuff like that and bring it into the workplace as well. And like I said, we have got to start working on ourselves. I know we all have, well, most jobs. I didn't really have much. It depends on the job. You'll have professional development, or what is called professional development, to help you, of course, do a better job while you're there at work. But one thing they're always missing is how to help you de-stress while you're there at work. How to help you deal with your coworkers while you're there at work. Those things cause trauma. I've been talked about in the workplace. I've been gossiped about. I have been ignored and shunned by a lot of folks in the workplace, making it feel like I was the bad person, all types of stuff. I've seen all types of craziness. I'll talk about that another time in the workplace as well. From workers and supervisors and CEOs as well. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? We need to have some type of education that's teaching people how to de-stress and lessen those triggers in the workplace. And like I said, that's why your girl Tony is here, to help with those kind of things. Because this shouldn't be going on at all. At all. Not to this extent anyway. Folks want to talk about the great resignation and the great quit and silent quitting and all those kind of things. You wonder why. You wonder why. I'm sure most of us know why. because of all the trauma, all the drama in the workplace. It may not come from every single person that you're around. Even if it's just one, it makes the entire workplace toxic. Because their attitude, their behavior, their whatever else rub onto everybody else in some type of way. Whether it's sad comments, whether it's negative remarks, whether it's the eye rolling or I don't like her and gossiping and all this kind of stuff, it rubs off on everybody else in some type of way. That creates a workplace where you don't even want to go in the morning. Another quote thing, another stat that I saw, it was talking about how Monday mornings are the I forgot how many. I think it was like 67% of the heart attacks that occur come from stress in the workplace on a Monday morning. Either before they get to work or while they're at work. It was something like that. With OSHA as well. The Occupational Safe and Health. And we've got to understand, like I said, this stuff is real. If you're traumatized like that at work, you don't want to go, that causes a lot of stress. Stress, anxiety can cause depression, all types of things. And it can even cause somebody to commit suicide actually as well. And like I said, we have got to take, like I said, I will keep educating as much as I can, but just know that the workplace trauma is definitely real. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, y'all. Just want to thank y'all for tuning in. And someone said, "Oh, thank you for the kudos about the earrings." I don't even know where I got these earrings years ago back in St. Louis, and I have no idea where. It may have been I know it was at the mall somewhere. I just don't know where it was. But I bought these maybe like over 10, 15 years. It was a long time ago. So I cannot even tell you where I got the earrings from actually. But definitely thank you. I love these butterflies. Reminds me, of course, like the little butterfly cocoon where it's just so small and so contained, that kind of thing, then it's going to fly and blossom. That's what butterflies remind me of as far as my life, my business, and the things that I do. So like I said, I definitely love the butterflies. So I want to say thank y'all for, like I said, for, of course, tuning in. But like I said, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to say. Oh, well, I guess there is something else I do want to say. But there's a whole lot more that I want to say. Because I've always got something to say and never shut. Well, I do shut up when I go to sleep. But I got stuff that I want to say. But like I said, definitely just realize, y'all, if for those of y'all who are in the workplace, just realize that you can create a better workplace for yourself and your coworkers. I guess I put it that way. Or you can help assist in that arena. If you're one that hasn't, of course, worked on yourself or lessened the triggers or tried to heal from some of those childhood wounds and stuff like that, make sure that you, like I said, I'm of course available for individual coaching, one-on-one coaching. Reach out to me. If you don't want to come to me, go to somebody else that's going to help you. Even if it's a therapist, somebody. There's somebody out there that can help you with your situation if you go ahead and seek that help. Don't sit there and suffer in silence. I don't know. I used to sit there and suffer in silence as well. Don't want the help, thinking this asking for help makes you weak and all this kind of stuff back when I was growing up. The only thing asking for help did was create a worse situation within me. It created a stance of, oh, she's strong, she got it, she don't need no help. Nobody was calling to check on me. That's exactly what that created. Oh, she's strong. She got it. She always doing this. She seemed like she always okay anyway. She got it. We ain't even got to check on her like that. That's exactly what that created. Like I said, we have got to realize that it's okay to ask for help. It's definitely okay to ask for help. You don't not have to sit there and, like I said, just suffer in silence by yourself. Ask for help. Like I said, if not from me as a social worker coach, you find somebody else that you trust and that you want to get help from. You do that. As long as you get the help. That's what's important to me. So with that, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get my butt off here. I just want to say thank you. I'm trying to see if I saw any other messages up here that I did not reply to. I don't know. I have no idea. More. What is it? I'm trying to see if I have anything else up here. I don't see anything else up. I don't think. Oh, well, somebody was asking, hello, Ham. I'm definitely fine today. Thank you for asking. Oh, and also make sure that y'all, of course, if you have not followed my page, like my page, definitely go back and do so. And that's actually on this podcast, Taboo Conversations for right now. As well, make sure that y'all, of course, subscribe to the podcast too. Because this is the kind of information and kind of material kind of in the things I'll be talking about, I guess, starting now. I guess I put it that way. So you'll hear more of this actually coming up. So make sure that you're following, like I said, following and subscribing to the podcast and sharing it out with your family, friends, and that kind of thing as well. And TikTok, make sure that y'all, of course, sharing this out as well. And make sure that y'all are following my page as well. Don't just come on here and I don't see you anymore, that kind of thing. Especially if you're working and you're going to the workplace, or even working from home and you're having some issues in the workplace, or having issues with coworkers or bosses or whatever, micromanaging, whatever it is. Those are the types of things that I'm going to be, like the information that I'll be sharing with y'all very soon. You'll be hearing more of that because like I said, I've been in the field as a social worker for almost 24 years, be 24 years in May. So I know how that feels. Be micromanaged, be disrespected, all types of stuff in the workplace. And like I said, if you know somebody that may need to hear this message, that's either a helping professional or work in the workplace, period, make sure that you connect them to this page. Just send them on over and just have them, like I said, make sure they go ahead and follow the social worker coach. So with that, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get my butt off here again. Like I said, thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. I was trying to make sure that I didn't have any more comments or anything. I didn't see any more that I saw. But like I said, definitely thank you all for tuning in. And you'll be seeing more of these lives, I guess, just to let y'all know. And there will be podcast episodes as well, just to let y'all know that too. And the podcast, y'all can connect with the podcast over on Anchor/Spotify with the link in my bio. There's a link for the podcast on there, Taboo Conversations. The name will change soon, but you can just still subscribe anyway. You will still get the new subscription name whenever I do change it. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, y'all, thank you. I'll see y'all on the next episode. Take care, y'all, and have a great one.